It takes the light from the sun just over 8 minutes to reach us here on Earth, which makes me stop and think, what if the sun were to go out and you were told you had 8 minutes left of life as you know it? What would you do with your last 8 minutes? Now consider, how would your answer change if instead of 8 minutes, you had 3 days? I decided to pose these questions to a guy and a girl from 4 different generations to see how they would answer the enormous question of what would you do?
For my last 8 minutes on Earth, I would probably spend it with my family.
Spend time with my family.
I think if I had 8 minutes left, it would definitely be a panic. I would have to surround myself with family and friends. I think I'd be straight onto FaceTime for my family around the world.
I would ideally want to hug everyone that I love.
If I had 8 minutes left, I would try and gather my immediate family, bearing in mind that I only had 8 minutes, so it would be very limited.
I'd only have one aim, and that would be to contact as many of my family and closest friends.
8 minutes left. What would I want to do with my life? Well, that's a question and a half. I would say that I would make the best of the time I have left. I've got a wife, and one of my children lives close by. Obviously, we would gather together in that situation, and we would talk about all the good times that we've had.
I would like to spend it just with my family. I would try to reach them all, either on the telephone or be with them. That's all I would want if I had only 8 minutes.
But what about if instead of 8 minutes, the time you had left was 3 days? How would your answer change?
If I was older and I had 3 days left, I would probably get a cool car or go on holidays with the family.
If I was older, I would probably spend all my money on my family so we could go on holidays and travel and yeah.
In my last 3 days, I'd probably want to set aside a day for each big group in my life, one big day for my family, but I wouldn't really do anything with them that I wouldn't already do. Sit outside, play with my dogs, just spend quality time together. And I'd probably set aside one day for my friends. We want to watch the sunset with my 2 best friends and go chill and do whatever we want to do. I want to spend a good few hours saying everything that I want to say to anyone, writing letters to whoever I want to write them to, just getting everything off my head, anything that I want to say, and I'd want to fall asleep next to my partner every night. I think I'd find a lot of peace in knowing there wasn't a lot of time left.
If I had 3 days left, I think it would actually be slightly less stressful than having 8 minutes left. I would have a bit more time to do exactly what I wanted to do. Again, I'd have to spend time with family, but it would probably be nice to have a day to myself, just to reflect on life, what has been, what could have been. I think, especially in a big city, maybe London or Sydney, if everybody knew that their time was coming up at the same time, I just think the atmosphere would be fantastic actually. I think everyone would be in the bars. I just think it would be a bit of a life celebration rather than a chaotic scene. So absolutely, big city for the final. But yeah, apart from that, see friends, family, nice sports car, and yeah, get a bit of travelling to finish it all off.
If I had 3 days left, I would still want to spend most of it with family if possible. I don't think I would change my lifestyle. I don't think I'd go out and do anything extravagant. I don't think I would be devastated. But if I was by myself and I had no family, I would hope that I would go to a hospital where there were doctors and nurses who did have families, so they could go to their family and someone would still be with patients
If there were only 3 days left for the world, my priorities would be the same. It's just that we'd have a bit more time to organise ourselves, so it would be totally self-reliant, so that I knew exactly what time was left, I had full control of that time, and I wasn't going to be cut short by some unexpected problems. It would be fairly calm 3 days, I think. I don't think I'd panicked. I think it would be, in some ways, quite relaxing and freeing. As long as I could get my close family together and spend the time with them, I don't think it would be a huge concern or worry.
I would still want to spend it with my family, but I would also like to listen to the music that I love. And I would like to run along my garden. And I would like to remember all the animals I've ever loved. Yeah, and I would think that I had had a good life.
I would spend with those that I am close to, and I hope that they would also be able to comfort each other. I could say this much, that we have had a very good life here in Australia. I like classical music, for instance the Ode of Joy, right, which my granddaughter always used to play for, which was actually a joy to us, as I said. What will come, will come. There's nothing more to be said.
From the youngest to the oldest, and all those in between, it is their loved ones that they would want till the light fades. Don't wait for your last 8 minutes or even your last 3 days to realise what you hold most dear.